Hello, my name is Derek Brown, and this is the presentation for Imap and DNS, and this is for ISA 4220, System Security 2. And I'm going to go ahead and start the presentation now. All right, the first slide is what is IMAP? IMAP is short for Internet Message Access Protocol, and it is an internet standard protocol used by email clients to get the email messages from a mail server over a TCP slash IP connection. That's it slash. It's TCP or IP connection. It was designed with the sole purposes of managing an email box by multiple email clients. Unlike POP3, like the last presentation I had before this one, IMAP allows you to access your email address no matter where you are. So you can use any device. This is what people use nowadays since the Stone Ages, where people use POP3. POP3 is still good for businesses, but for with IMAP, you can use any device. You're not just stuck for one device that you configure using POP3. With IMAP, you could use any device, multiple devices on your email account, whichever email account. It's much more efficient, if anything. Uh, what was I with IMAP? Emails are stored on servers, and whenever you check your inbox, your email client will contact the server to connect you with your messages. So again, like unlike POP3, you aren't downloading any messages or storing it on the computer. You're just reading it off the server, just mirroring it off of it. I put a picture to kind of illustrate what I was talking about, where there's a server, use any device. It's not just one device like POP3 is towards multiple devices. You can log in and just get your information from the server. But with IMAP, email messages remain on the server until you delete the messages from the server. So unlike POP3, once you get the message, it stays on the server until you delete it. With POP3, it automatically deletes it when you grab it and it's stored on the computer because you download it. So on here, the emails are not downloaded unless you need to open them. The servers also keep a record of all the messages that you send, and this allows you to see the messages you sent from anywhere. So you can just have a list, go to your sent messages and read them. You do that with your email now. Just go to your sent messages and read them down, and it's a list. Unless you delete them, that's your choice. IMAP will not move messages from the server to your computer unless it uh, synchronizes the email that's on your computer with the email on the server. You can also use IMAP offline, just like POP3. So you can technically enjoy the benefits of both protocols in one. So this is why it's one of my personal favorite ones. I've never really configured. I mean, configuring a POP3 server, like I say email server, like for your computers, it's good in the business world because for a workstation, people just goes in and people go in and they have their set computer where their email just goes straight through. With this, it's more efficient, and today it's my favorite. Like I said before, it's one of my favorite ones because it's so easy and you can have multiple devices use it. Say you're not close to your computer, but you're expecting a important email. You can just check your email right there on your phone, and boom, you're good. Uh, and by default, here's the port is it's 143. That's the default. That's the default port for it. And here's IMAP secure. Uh, IMAP. IMAPS with the secure at the back stands for Internet Message Access Protocol Secure. It is the same as IMAP, but instead the traffic travels over a secure socket to a secure port. The port is TCP port 993, and you should automatically set up a SSL certificate. It should be in place. There shouldn't be anything further that needs to be done and enabled on the server. you need to modify your mail client configuration to point the IMAP server over to secure port 993. But the thing is, if you try to establish a connection to the port from a telnet client, the connection will fail. It will fail. All right, here's a open source. I mean, this is what we're going to be configuring on our Ubuntu servers for our Linux. Um, I still have to get to doing it, but I'm going to implement it later on this weekend. It's called Dovecot. Dovecot is a open source IMAP and POP3 server for Linux systems, and it was written with security as the priority. Dovecot is an excellent choice for both small and large installations. And the command, which I will be implementing on my server soon, and I'm going to be using to install it, is you just use sudo apt install Dovecot IMAPD Dovecot. This is just both of the ones that you need. Dovecot POP3D. And I'm gonna go ahead and continue. Here's some hardening tips. Setting up IMAP Secure using port 993. Enable a SSL certificate for the IMAP Secure services. Managing active accounts and disabling any inactive accounts. Ensure that passwords are strong and unique, so they're not able to just guess your password and just log in and create chaos for you. Uh, Starting the services and set them to automatic startup. Avoid opening unrecognized emails that'll probably contain malware and all that. Transport on your computer, and using configuring your antivirus to help your emails is pretty clutch. You should use that. All right, next slide. I'm gonna be explaining what DNS is. DNS is short for domain name system. DNS is a naming system for computers, services, or other resources connected to the internet or a private network. People access information through the internet through domain names such as my personal favorite websites that I visit for sports news, and my favorite entertainment website for videos and streamers that I watch. BleacherReport.com for sports on my Falcons, and YouTube.com for just entertainment purposes. Those are my favorite websites, but I'm going to continue. Uh, these web browsers interact through IP addresses. DNS translates domain names to IP addresses so browsers can load the internet resources. And this is a very good statement. It eliminates the need for us to memorize IP addresses. That would probably be annoying. But we can just type in regular website names .com or .net or whatever, and instead of putting in an IP address like 192.168.2. whatever, and we're on the way. And this is why it's called the phone book of the internet. And by default, it uses a UDP port 53 because it's faster than all the other ones. Pretty fast. Tips on hardening DNS. We're gonna for us for what we're doing in this class, we're gonna be using Windows Internet Information Services (IIS), and for Ubuntu, we're gonna bind would be a good method to help out. Our request should only use port 53. You should utilize internal and external DNS. Restrict zone transfers and use DNSSEC. So that's DNSSEC when applicable. Uh, yeah, these are the sources I used for my presentation, and that is it. Thank you for tuning in to watch the video. Um, Thank you.